What's up, guys? Welcome back to my personal finance channel. My name is Kyle, and I also have another YouTube channel called Cars and Kyle, but we're not going to get into that today. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin and why you should be invested even at these prices. So I guess I'm just going to come right from the beginning and just get to the point, because that's what you guys are here for. Risk reward. That's right. Even at today's prices, trading at $23,000 to $24,000 roughly today, December 20th. Also holiday season, so hope you guys, happy holidays, happy New Year's, all that good stuff. But where it's trading right now, even though it's at all-time highs, or right near all-time highs, and it just broke through the 2017 highs, right? It broke through 20,000 this past week and just skyrocketed through it to like 23,000. The risk reward profile is still just, it's so skewed to the upside, obviously, because your downside is losing 100% of your money. So let's say you buy one Bitcoin, you would lose $23,000. However, the upside is just absurd. If it goes to $200,000 or $230,000, that's a 10x upside. 500,000, a million, you're talking about 20x, 40x, 50x, depending on where this token goes. And the reason I am entertaining those price targets is simply because, what's up, Aston? Come on, bud. It's my dog, Aston. The reason I'm entertaining and not thinking those price targets are super crazy is simply because Bitcoin isn't like, it's not a company. There's no revenue tied to it. So there's really no market cap other than how much money wants to flow into this digital reserve asset, right? And the nice thing about Bitcoin is that there's a finite supply. There's 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be in existence. And there's probably gonna be less than that because people have lost Bitcoin, right? And because of that, because it's such a finite asset, and the supply and demand and the network effect and institutional money that started flowing in and will continue to flow in, the upside risk return profile on Bitcoin is just so great that even if you knew nothing about it except for the risk reward for it, I just think it's worth not being invested, right? Like, you should be invested. It's worth having that investment, even if it's just a tiny amount, $100, $500, $50. Just get something in the door, and then I would say do your own research, think about it, understand it, and then continue investing like I have, if it makes sense to you, right? Thank you, Aston. But I think if you're going to look at Bitcoin, even if you're going to be a skeptic of it, just from the risk reward profile, I would say that it's worth having some skin in the game. And that, I think, is my biggest takeaway from this video. Whenever I look at any investment opportunity, whether it's stocks, options, Bitcoin, or other alternative crypto assets, for example, I always look at the risk reward profile. And that's what initially drew me to options investing, right? Instead of buying stock and getting a 10% return, I can buy an out of the money call option, and I know that I'm risking 100% of the premium I pay for that call option, because it could go to zero if the stock goes the other direction. But if it goes up, I could be making 100, 200, 300, 400% easy. That's like the typical return if my option plays out correctly, right? So because of that, I was really drawn to options, because I was like, well, I could do 3 different options plays and risk $500 in each one, but if one of those goes up by 4, 5, 6x because a stock goes, 20% on earnings, and I make a good amount of money on that one play, even though my other 2 investments went to zero, I still came out on top, and I made more money than I would have investing $1,500 in one stock and then it not moving, or even if it went 10%. So for me, the risk reward is how I like to look at almost all of my investments, and I think is the biggest reason why, well, I wouldn't say it's the biggest reason why I'm invested in Bitcoin anymore, but it's why I started getting invested in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, because it was so skewed to the upside that it didn't make sense to not have any money invested. So I would say that whether or not you love Bitcoin or are a skeptic of it, and even if you do your research and continue to be a skeptic of it, it still could potentially make sense to be invested. I know that sounds crazy, but depending on your findings and how you understand Bitcoin, there's just so much upside there. So for me, I'm invested, and I continue to invest more as I've learned more and more about Bitcoin. So I hope this makes sense. If it doesn't, I guess leave your comments below. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you also have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you're enjoying the content, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Would really appreciate it. Would really help me out. But Bitcoin, I'm invested, and I've kept investing. I've actually bought more above 20,000 when it broke through, and I put in a little bit more, even I think at like 22 or 23,000. So like, even though it's gone up so much, it can go up so much more. And I just think that to not be invested, you're gonna risk losing more money because of all the deflation, or I guess, sorry, the devaluation of the US dollar potentially because of the monetary policy, especially over this last year. There's so much unknown with that as well, and I'm not all in on Bitcoin, but I'm getting there. I'm about a third in, so it should be interesting over the next year with all the new regulations that's coming out, new institutional investors coming out, and new price targets that are coming out. But either way, risk reward, that's how I am looking at Bitcoin and investing in it. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope this made sense. But either way, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.